How is it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Pokemon video. And today we are talking about a brand new Pokemon GBA ROM hack that was made by Century 108. And this game was based on Pokemon Fire Red and was released on February 9th, 2025. This game is called Pokemon Tarragon. This is a brand new storyline Pokemon game and has a lot to offer, so I cannot wait to get into it. But before we do that, guys, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you have not, and join my Discord to stay updated with everything on my channels. But with that all out of the way, guys, let's get into it. Now, with this game having a brand new storyline, you actually have a new beginning to the game. Now, after graduating from Sorrel University, you return home to Pine Glen Town, where the local professor hires you for field research and to help their assistant complete the Pokedex. Your cousin has been assisting the professor for some time, but something is just not right. So now this game is about unraveling the mysteries and the truth behind of what has happened. Now, like I said before, this game features a brand new storyline based on the Tarragon region. The Pokemon are from Gen 1 to 8. There are a brand new starter trio as well, and new tiles for the Pokemon centers, Pokemon marts, and other buildings to give it a fresh look. There are also physical and special splits, running shoes available right away, DevNav for easier exploration, and black and white style summary screens to make it a lot nicer. EV and IV stats are also available as well, so you can view them for your Pokemon. And there are expansive large routes, which helps the world feel so much more immersive. Now, this game is still in early development and still has a long way to go, but so far you can progress up to the first gym. Now, there are updated character sprites, new or revised sprites for the male and female protagonist rivals, and other key characters. There's also a brand new regional professor. They have replaced Professor Oak in the intro with the Tarragon region's professor. They have also added unique Pokemon sprites. Some Pokemon may get updated designs, including potential regional variants. XP All is also a feature to streamline leveling and reduce unnecessary grinding, which I love. Custom title screens, a unique title screen to set the game's tone and atmosphere and to set it apart from other games. Now, from the articles I have read about this game and the screenshots and videos I have seen of this game, I thought it would be worth talking about. Now, this GBA ROM hack is still fairly new and they could add more at any time. But this game looks incredible and I can't wait to dive into it. And that's what we're about to do right now to give my own thoughts and opinions on the game. So here we go, guys. Let's dive into the world of Pokemon Tarragon and see what the hype is all about. Now, even though Professor Oak still has the same sprite, his name is Edgar Huon. Now, the text style does look a lot different and I kind of like it. Now, I really like the aesthetic of what they did when making your name and your rival name. I feel like changing the template was a smart idea on their part. Now, right when we go into the game, I already see some changes. We have a Lapras plushie that apparently my aunt gave me a long time ago. Now, even exploring the house, it looks a lot different and there are a lot more rooms to go into. I find this a really cool idea because most Pokemon games, you technically only have one room and it's yours. So I always wondered if everyone just shared one room, but they have the master bedroom and your sibling's bedroom, which is a really cool small feature that I really like. Now, the town's aesthetic also changes and I really like the fresh look they gave the starting town. The rooms look a lot bigger and there's a lot more space to work with. Now, as we try to leave the city, the professor stops us and leads us back to his lab where we can choose our starting Pokemon. Now, I was very surprised of the 3 Pokemon you can choose from. There's Gligar, Yamper, and Seal. Something I would not think of. Now, of course, we went with Gligar, which I felt was a bit more of the obvious choice as a starting Pokemon. And well, what would it be a Pokemon game if we would not battle our rival at the start of the game? Now, even though this felt like a neutral battle, we got absolutely obliterated by Seal. But once the first battle's out of the way, we continue on our adventure. And we make our way to the first city. But I gotta say, the aesthetic of the game is very well done. How they built the routes and the way it makes it seem like there's a lot of life in these towns, I really, really enjoy it. I feel like a lot of Pokemon games tend to be very flat nowadays and don't have the world feel very immersive and with a lot of people, so this was a good, fresh take on the game. But we have made our way to our first town, Dewdrop Town. And this is where we quickly have to pick up the Parasol for the Professor. Now this seems very familiar like in most Fire Red games. Once the Parasol has been returned to the Professor, we get the Pokeball and the Pokedex to start our journey. Now I know this game is very loosely based on Black and White's aesthetics, and I really like it. I think it had one of the best aesthetics in recent Pokemon, so it looks very good for a GBA game. Now we quickly find and catch ourselves a blue Shellos and add it to the team. Now I do keep saying it, but I really like the way this game looks. Now I know the game's still in early development, but I gotta give the creator a lot of credit. The routes look very well done, and even when you're battling, you have a nice little background to look at. Now as we're traveling on the beach, we talk to this lady right here, and for some reason, she gives us her sister's Eevee. And that is a very good Pokemon to get early on because there's so many possibilities this can go. The Eevee was even holding a silk scarf. Man, that sister is going to kill her. Now along this journey, some of the trainers were actually pretty difficult. It gave us a good enough challenge where I felt I had to strategize during my battles. Now one thing I did realize very quickly, once I died or lost the battle, I was spawned back to the earliest Pokemon Center, which is usually the case. But then I realized the earliest Pokemon Center is all the way in the first town, and it's a whole way back to get where I was. I felt like there needed to be an in-between area so I could find and retrace my steps because the map is fairly new and I got lost several times. But since I kept losing to a lot of trainers, I thought it was time to expand our roster. So I catch a Wingull and a Yongoose to hopefully improve this team. Now on the route up ahead, I actually found a very rare Pokemon, Rowlet. Now of course it was very hard to catch and we were not able to. But this gives me a sense of you can actually build a pretty good team early on if you just give enough effort into looking for these Pokemon. Now there's a lot of cool things on these routes that I found. There's obviously a cave that I can't really explore because I don't have Flash. Now there was also another route that reminded me of Viridian Forest, just the way it was designed. Then there was an actual forest for this game that was very confusing because 1, the fog did not help, and 2, I had no idea where I was going most of the time. Now like I said, there were a lot of tough opponents. Like this one really stood out, having a full steel type team early on. And it gave me such a challenge. Now this opponent was not easy. I probably lost to him a bunch of times, so if you ever do dive into the game, this is an early warning. But after losing like a million times, we finally make it to our first gym town, or Rock Town. Not a big fan of the name, but I will take it. So at first I thought it was going to be a rock type gym. But surprisingly it wasn't. It was going to be a fighting type gym. Now, I felt like I had a little bit of an upper hand with Gligar and Wingull, but our guys were still very underleveled, so I had to level up a bit before I fought. Now, even though I felt like my team wasn't really 100% to the level they should be, I went in there gun blazing and wanted to get my first gym badge. And well, like I said, this game you need a lot of strategy and well, a lot of luck, and that's what exactly happened with me. He had a fairly strong team. He had Machoke, Hariyama, as well as Girder, and Throw. So he had a pretty good team for a starting fighting type gym. But with Gligar on our side, we were able to sweep this gym and beat Bruno. Sorry, I meant Hugo. They look exactly alike. But we got ourselves our first and only gym badge of this game so far. Now for a game that's still in early development, I have to say the team did such a good job making it challenging, fun, and a lot different from every other ROM hack we've seen so far. Now like I said before in this video, the farthest you can go is only the first gym as they're still updating and creating this game. but from what I've seen so far, they're doing such a great job. Yes, I've seen some glitches where I can walk on water, walk on the walls, a lot of small details that have to be fixed, but hey, nothing's ever perfect. But guys, have you ever played a Pokemon Tarragon? Honestly, I would give it a playthrough. It is very fun for what it is, and I would say keep an eye out on this game. I think it has potential to be something very special. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this ROM hack, if you're going to try it out or if you have already. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you have not, and join the Discord to stay updated with everything on my channels. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.